This is CBC Nova Scotia News.
Tonight, Left Behind. 3 Nova Scotia women speak out about years of struggles with the healthcare system.
On the hustings, it's day 3 of the provincial election campaign, and Nova Scotia party leaders focus on affordability and housing.
And forced closure. The Halifax Alehouse is ordered to shut down for 45 days after several incidents, including a fatality.
Another frosty start to Wednesday. Temperatures on the rise over the next few days as we see the wind shift back to southerly. Your full forecast is coming up.
Good evening. As the Progressive Conservatives tout record high spending on healthcare, 3 women are laying bare their battles with the province's healthcare system.
Donna Duffy is battling cancer. Emily Neal has waited 950 days for surgery. And Jessica Moran felt she had no choice but to go to Mexico for a hysterectomy. The CBC's Ali Thompson has tonight's top story.
Nova Scotia's Progressive Conservatives were elected on a promise to fix healthcare. But 3 patients I spoke with say the system is still broken. CBC recently brought them together for a roundtable discussion. And although they struggle with different health issues, there are common threads between their stories, like poor communication about their cases and poor management of surgical wait lists. Jessica Moran needed prolapse surgery and a hysterectomy. She was in so much pain that she ended up traveling to Mexico to get the surgeries. Donna Duffy has stage 4 lung and breast cancer, which is treatable but not curable. She was one of 145,000 Nova Scotians without a family doctor. And Emily Neal has ulcerative colitis and has been waiting more than 950 days for a surgery that would change her life. She deals with debilitating symptoms.
Preparing to come here today, I actually asked my husband, what do you think has been the hardest part about it? And he's seen me 40 pounds down. He's seen me with a collapsed lung in the intensive care unit. He's seen me, undergoing these painful, incredible surgeries. And he said the hardest part has been watching you have hope that it's gonna get better, and it just doesn't.
Moran had a similar experience, but says it was the feeling of not being believed about how severe her pain was that drove her to another country to pay $14,000 for her surgeries.
I feel like I've been in a domestic violence situation with the healthcare system because I have been gaslit and told that what I'm feeling or what I'm experiencing is not true.
Duffy also resorted to paying for health care. Her family doctor died in early 2023, leaving her without one. Growing weary of explaining her entire complicated health history to every new doctor, she started paying a membership to a private primary care clinic.
Believe it or not, I am more concerned about not having a family doctor than I am about the cancer, because I know the cancer's being taken care of. As crazy as that might sound.
Nova Scotia Health says big changes are happening, but the impacts won't be felt overnight. There are a number of new programs underway to attract and retain doctors. Surgical referrals are now electronic, allowing patients to track the progress. And every hospital in the province is getting a centralized surgical booking office. The health authority says these initiatives will help ensure patients don't fall through the cracks.
It makes me feel very sad that we have patients, and families within Nova Scotia who are not being heard or feel they're not being heard.
All 3 women say no matter which party is in government, they feel a duty to pressure them to do better. Ali Thompson, CBC News, Halifax.
Day 3 of the Nova Scotia provincial election campaign saw 2 of the main party leaders talking about affordability issues, while the third was highlighting the loss of affordable housing. Michael Gorman has more.
On day 3 of the election, 2 of the major party leaders were talking about ways they plan to save people money. PC leader Tim Houston says his party would remove the tolls from the Halifax Harbour bridges on April 1st of next year if they're re-elected, similar to the way they removed the tolls from the Cobequid Pass.
The stop and start process at the toll stations congests and constricts traffic on the bridges. And as we act on ways to lower your taxes, to help you keep more money, and in this case, to give you back more of your time, it is obvious to us that the toll should be removed, just like we did on the pass.
Houston says the move would cost about $40 million a year. He says the government would work to accommodate people whose jobs would be affected. About 110,000 cars pass through the tolls each day. Meanwhile, Liberal leader Zach Churchill was at an independent grocery store to highlight a promise to remove the HST from grocery items still subject to that tax.
Many snacks, granola bars, prepackaged food like bagged salads, hot rotisserie chickens. These things and many more are still taxed in our Nova Scotia grocery stores at 15%, while other necessities of life in our grocery stores are not taxed.
Churchill says he would also remove restricted covenants that limit where new grocery stores can open and provide support for independent operators to expand. NDP leader Claudia Chender was in Dartmouth at the site of an affordable housing complex recently sold to developers and is in the process of being demolished. Chender says it's an example of inaction by the PCs to address Nova Scotia's housing and affordability crisis.
Most of the 1,000 people who live in this community will soon be forced out of these affordable homes. And as renters all across Nova Scotia know all too well, it's an incredibly difficult time to find an affordable place to live in this province.
Chender says the PCs could have bought the land to preserve the units when it went up for sale or worked with nonprofits to do so. She says her party will make housing-related announcements later in the campaign. Michael Gorman, CBC News, Dartmouth.
And time to check in now with Ryan for the weather forecast.
So chilly still, but the sun was nice.
Yeah, sun was great today. The wind's a little bit lighter, still persistent from the north, though, keeping that chill in the air. And as we move to tomorrow, it's going to be a wind shift to southerly. That's going to help to bump our temperatures a little more widespread double digits across the western part of the province. Timing things out, and you can see this area of high pressure moving to the east. And yes, this warm front coming in from the west throughout the day. So clouding up in the morning, we will see that wind shifting to southerly. And with this front coming through, we'll see at least the opportunity for a couple of isolated showers. The best chances are going to be to our north, New Brunswick and PEI. But we will see the chance for a few showers across Nova Scotia, or at least the mainland. Cape Breton, you'll run into your risk for showers for Wednesday evening and into the overnight. With that southerly wind, those temperatures are going to stay quite mild for Wednesday night into Thursday. And then Thursday, of course, Halloween looks very mild indeed. Highs ranging between 16 and 20 degrees. That warm air won't be sticking around for too long, though. We'll break it down with your full 7-day forecast in just a few.
Thanks for that, Ryan.
We'll
talk soon.
Thank you.
Nova Scotia's Department of Labour has lifted a stop work order for the bakery area of a Halifax Walmart.
The store on Mumford Road has been closed after an employee was found dead in the store. The order was lifted as of yesterday evening, according to a news release. It was originally issued on October 22nd. The release says bakery operations can safely resume should Walmart decide to do so.
The Walmart has been closed since the body of 19-year-old Gersimran Kaur was discovered by her mother in an oven in the store's bakery. Walmart said in an email that the store will remain closed until further notice. Police have not released any new updates this week on their investigation.
A shooting in Halifax near Roby Street and Quinpool Road last night sent a man to hospital with life-threatening injuries. Halifax Regional Police said in a news release that it happened at around 8:30. Officers found the man injured after reports of gunfire near Wellsford Street. A person at the scene today told CBC the shooting took place at an encampment near the area. Police are not releasing further details at this time.
Downtown Halifax bar at the center of a criminal case and multiple civil lawsuits is now the subject of the longest closure ever issued to a liquor licensee by the province. The Halifax Alehouse was charged under Nova Scotia's Liquor Control Act in relation to several instances, including the death of Ryan Sawyer. Josh Hoffman has more.
The Halifax Alehouse has to close for 45 consecutive days as part of a penalty related to several incidents involving bar staff. It's the longest punishment ever handed down by Nova Scotia's Utility and Review Board, which approved a proposed agreement between the bar owners and the province's Alcohol and Gaming Division on Tuesday. Alcohol and Gaming charged the alehouse under the province's Liquor Control Act last year after an investigation into several incidents at the bar. The investigation was initially triggered by the death of Ryan Sawyer on Christmas Eve 2022, but also looked at alleged assaults in October, August, and July of that year. At Tuesday's hearing, a lawyer representing the alehouse owner said they acknowledge they were in violation of the province's regulations and accept the penalties. The settlement also includes conditions for the bar, such as updating surveillance equipment. Now, this matter is separate than the ongoing criminal and civil cases involving the alehouse and its staff. That includes 2 lawsuits filed by the family of Ryan Sawyer, one of which alleges the actions of a bouncer caused the death of Sawyer. None of these allegations have been proven in court. Josh Hoffman, CBC News, Halifax.
A court case for a Cape Breton couple accused of sexually assaulting a minor has been postponed after the judge in the case declared a mistrial today. The couple went missing last summer after the charges were laid, but the RCMP found them a month later. Erin Potty reports.
More details are emerging about a couple from Barrahead, Richmond County, who are charged with sexually assaulting a young girl in their home. Daryl Degoo and Shelley Degoo were arrested last spring. Each are facing charges of sexual assault, sexual interference, and sexual exploitation. The female victim in the case was under the age of 16 in 2020 when the alleged offenses occurred. The Degoos are self-represented, but the court has appointed some lawyers who are helping out with the case. During the first day of their trial, the court heard from a Crown witness who lived with the Degoos for about 5 or 6 years. The man described the couple as deeply religious. He says they often took part in morning prayers and religious studies. He says during the time that he lived with the Degoos, they often babysat the complainant. He says sometimes the girl would sleep in the couple's bed if she was scared. The man says the complainant stopped visiting the Degoos after her mother found out that she was baptized by the couple in a lake near their home. Laurel Halfpenny McCory is the judge hearing the case. About halfway through the day, after the witness was being questioned by the defense, the judge declared a mistrial due to a conflict of interest. The court must now find a new judge who will take over the proceeding. The Degoos are expected back in court in December. Erin Potty, CBC News, Port Hawkesbury.
A family in Middleton has finally been granted respite funding after a 12-year fight with the province.
Rowan Squires is autistic and requires around-the-clock care. As Selena Alders reports, her family says this financial aid is long overdue.
The day a previous CBC story was published in April, highlighting the struggles of the Mason Squires family, they got the call they'd been waiting for years.
My name is Rowan Squires.
And how old are you, Rowan?
I'm 13. I'm a teenager. I'm an official teenager who's strong.
13-year-old Rowan Squires lives in Middleton with her parents, who are also her full-time caregivers. They've finally been granted some funding for respite care after years of fighting for it.
I'm relieved and grateful that we're finally getting the opportunity. And I look forward to being able to have some rest and be able to be more productive in the world again, to take part in life and be able to, maybe have a job. That would be great.
The family had been turned away from the Direct Family Support for Children program 4 times throughout Rowan's life. To qualify, the child has to have a physical disability or an IQ below 70. Rowan's is higher, which is why she's been denied all these years.
The idea of an IQ factoring in at all needs to be removed completely from all paperwork, all policies, everything, because it is absolutely irrelevant.
The Mason Squires family has been allocated $165 per month, but only until December. The Department of Community Services had to make an exception for Rowan, something they've only done a handful of times this year.
It shapes like a heart.
I can't help but think about the families who don't have this opportunity yet, and so I don't want to stop advocating. This is a great first step. It's taken way too long, and it shouldn't have taken this long to get what we've finally got.
Of course, Mason Squires welcomes the money, but what she really wants to see is a change to the policy to remove the IQ component altogether. The Department of Community Services says they're working on it, but they're not there quite yet. Selena Alders, CBC News, Halifax.
The Nova Scotia Barristers Society has received a blueprint for combating discrimination in the legal profession. It came in the form of a report prepared by lawyer and former ombudsman Douglas Ruck.
He interviewed hundreds of people, including many who requested anonymity, to speak frankly about their own experiences. Ruck said the work was depressing at times.
There are times when that absolutely exhausts me. It's 2024, I'm still doing the work that my father was doing. Right? He spent all of his life doing. Now, there's a bit of a difference. He before was doing it, let's say, from outside the building. I'm at least doing it from within the boardrooms. But we shouldn't have to do it. But having said that, I'm also pleased that we're doing it in 2024 and things are actually taking place.
When I first began in this profession, I faced systemic discrimination and overt racism and homophobia. And that caused a lot of barriers to me, to the point where I didn't know if I really belonged in this profession or whether I could continue in this profession. And, you know, I am very grateful that ultimately I was able to find a workplace where I could be my authentic, true self.
Ruck says he's confident his report will be acted on.
There's a look at the stairs into Halifax Harbor.
Great place to spend a few hours on a day like today,
Exactly. Ryan's up next with his full weather forecast. We'll see you in just a bit.
Okay, we're getting closer to the day. All the kids, the anticipation's high, and the weather forecast not looking too bad.
No, that's going to be great for the little trick-or-treaters.
Yeah, it's looking really, really nice, no doubt. And temperatures are going to be not quite record. I mean, it'll be close. It'll be close to records. 1989 is kind of the bar where we kind of had widespread low 20s. We're going to be widespread high teens.
That's perfect, though.
Yeah, likely
The rubber masks might get a little sweaty and warm.
Well,
I think,
yeah,
a
and we will
consideration
cool
here.
off a little bit into the evening,
all right.
but yeah, no worry about having to wear a snowsuit or anything like that over top. So it really looks good. Have a look at our webcam video. Nice sunset right now. This is a
it's
live
gorgeous.
shot.
Mix of colors.
Lower Truro, yeah, really, really nice evening. And yeah, temps are going to be pretty chilly tonight. Another frosty start to the day tomorrow, but we will rebound quite nicely, as you can see. Temperatures ranging between 3 and 8 degrees right now. So really cooling off at 2 to 3 degrees, I should say, across Cape Breton. But yeah, those winds in from the north, they've been still persistent, but easing throughout the day. You can see across Cape Breton and the Northumberland shore in particular. This is where those winds have really been, a little on the brisk side all day long. And this is where the gusts have been most gusty as well. They've been backing off for the western parts of the province as this area of high pressure moves overhead. With the light winds tonight and that high pressure in place, it is indeed going to be, as I said, a frosty start to the day tomorrow. But we're all watching this warm front. This is what's going to be building that warmer air in and across the region beginning tomorrow, but more so for Thursday, lingering into Friday. Then a reality check. This cold front is going to move through in a hurry, and you can see the temperature contrast here. 5-6 degrees, Edmonton, Calgary, Regina, even between Denver and Kansas City, and the warm air continues to push up into the Great Lakes. Toronto seeing its temperature rise already today, 14 degrees there, 17 in New York City. Slight risk of a shower mixed with a flurry over the next 2-3 hours for the Northumberland shore, lingering till mid-evening for Cape Breton. Then we're done with that as the winds become light. Temperatures widespread, -3 to -6 tonight, a little bit milder right along parts of the coast. So there are those opportunities for a few showers or maybe a wet flurry up until around 11 o'clock or midnight. Then you can see tomorrow the clouds fanning in throughout the day, especially for western areas. A little brighter for Cape Breton and eastern parts of the mainland, and that cloud really thickens up into the afternoon. And this is where we will see, again, a couple of spotty showers. There's nothing too significant coming with this, but just be mindful if you're out on Wednesday afternoon, there will be at least the potential for a shower. And that extends towards the supper hour as far as Antigonish and Guysborough County. Cape Breton staying dry. Your shower risk is tomorrow evening after supper time. 6 to 8 degrees across Cape Breton for tomorrow. And we will see those winds with that shift to southerly. Widespread 9 to 10 degree temperatures for central areas of the province and widespread double digits in through the south. And now, as we move into Wednesday evening and overnight, it's going to be very mild for Thursday morning, so we won't have to worry about a frosty wind chill to start Halloween day. Into the afternoon, again, maybe a spotty shower early on Halloween, and then becoming a mix of sun and cloud into the afternoon. So the isolated chance for showers for Thursday morning will clear, and that's going to be primarily for Cape Breton in the east. And then those widespread high teens, low 20s, definitely one of the warmest we've seen. We had a really warm one in 2022, if you remember as well, just a couple of years ago, but this one will be warmer than that. And yes, let's time it out for trick-or-treaters. So 6 p.m. if you're heading out, we're still in the mid-teens, firmly in the mid-teens, low to mid-teens at the very least. And then, timing things out 7, 8, 9, and you can see that still widespread double digits and low teens. Even once those kids are out and you're wondering, how old are you? How old are you? But yeah, hey, they'll be out late. Even the little ones will be out late when it's that mild. Note still very mild for Friday. And then that cold front comes through. Single digit highs back to reality for the weekend, Tom and Amy. So yeah, we'll enjoy the mild temps while we've got them.
We sure will. There's no complaints
We'll take
here.
it.
That's for sure. Okay, Ryan, thanks so much.
Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you.
Coming up, we hear more from the 3 women laying bare their battles with the Nova Scotia healthcare system amid years of debilitating and life-threatening conditions.
Earlier in the show, we heard the stories of 3 women who are battling the province's healthcare system.
They sat down with the CBC's Ali Thompson to share more about their experiences.
What is it like being a cancer patient without a family doctor in Nova Scotia?
It's a nightmare. Well, I think it would be a nightmare everywhere. I am more concerned about not having a family doctor than I am about the cancer, because I know the cancer's being taken care of. As crazy as that might sound, it's all this other stuff.
One doctor told me that unless I was actively dying, there was nothing they were going to do for me.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
If I was, and I said, so this is where we are with healthcare then? I need to be actively dying, like death being imminent in the next few hours for you to do something. And he said, yeah.
I've been put off work. I've had to stop my master's degree. I have a 3-year-old daughter who unfortunately doesn't get to have the full mom I would love to be able to provide her. Preparing to come here today, I actually asked my husband, like, what do you think has been the hardest part about it? And he's seen me 40 pounds down. He's seen me with a collapsed lung in the intensive care unit. And he said the hardest part has been watching you have hope that it's gonna get better, and it just doesn't. I'm not crazy, but I'm being made to feel that I am, because not only am I so sick that I'm lying on bathroom floors of public buildings, but I'm also trying to prove to people that I'm sick enough that I need to be cared for.
And this might seem extreme to some, I don't know, but I feel like an abused woman from the healthcare system. I feel like I've been in a domestic violence situation with the healthcare system, because I have been gaslit and told that what I'm feeling or what I'm experiencing is not true. I've been diminished, dehumanized. I have been treated so poorly. But then I also know that I have to rely on them.
My surgeon's office has received at least 10 notices from my family doctor, from my GI, and from ER doctors updating on the state of my health right now, which is quite negative. I was unsure if I was going to do this interview, because I actually had an appointment with my surgeon's office earlier this week, and I couldn't help but just like feel with you in that moment, like when you're talking about if I can just get to that appointment. My life is like, if I can just get to that appointment, like if I can just get to that appointment, like maybe it's gonna be okay. I knew I would cry. Thank you. And I get on the phone with her, and the surgeon said, I don't know why you keep calling my office for an elective surgery. And I just immediately started sobbing. Elective surgery? What part of this is elective? Like, I was shocked that after all of those messages that she has been receiving, I know that they've been sent. I've seen them in my file. I'm somehow still being considered elective.
I'm making phone calls 3 to 4 times a week, trying to like that desperation of I need help, you know? And so so then one day I finally, I'm sobbing on this voicemail of like, please, somebody call me back. Like, I am a human struggling to live. I need a beacon of hope. And so somebody called me back from that first surgeon's, and she said, oh yeah, you've been triaged as a new elective. And I died. I just broke down, and I said, that can't be. There's no way that can be.
I'm shocked. It's getting down to how people are being treated. I mean, there's no compassion. I mean, at least if there's some compassion, then you can kind of deal a little bit better with your illness.
Yeah.
But when that's even gone, like, wow. So I've done all the avenues. I've done the virtual care. I've done walk-in clinics. I've done even the clinic at the pharmacy. But they're all one-offs. I'm now going to a private clinic and paying for it, and I don't have an issue with it. Like, I mean, I know that now I'm getting consistency and that care.
Yeah, just tell me about the care you received in Mexico and how you're feeling now.
So My experience in Mexico, I would say, was both terrifying and positive. And not terrifying for any reason other than going to have major surgery in another country where you don't speak the language is terrifying. I want to say it was like $8,000 US for the surgery. I was staring at the OR wall in Mexico, and it was like this white wall, and like these lights are over top of me. And my last thought before they administered the anesthesia to me was, I was forced to be here by the Nova Scotia healthcare system.
When I hear people say, "Oh yeah, we have a free healthcare system," no, we don't.
No.
And it's going to
price
get worse.
we pay is our mental health.
That's right.
And our physical health.
I've spent thousands of dollars on private services because you can't access mental health services publicly here. The cost of not caring for us is actually very substantial. Like, you're spending a lot of money to like put me off.
To me, we've got so many different bodies, all the provincial bodies, all the federal bodies or whatever. I just don't feel that this is ever going to get fixed. And that's what's really, really scary.
I think it is a culmination, a perfect storm of neglect and underfunding and complacency that has caused our current system. And, we can sit around and point fingers, but I think what we need to do is look at what's happening and then make a plan to move forward.
I think number one, we don't have enough colorectal surgeons, and it's causing there to be strain on other parts of our system. Number two, the current waitlist triage system for surgery is absolutely bananas.
When you said you were removed from the list for inactivity,
did
they say like what were you to do to keep it active?
Well, this is it. So they had called me when I was pregnant, and I said, "I'm pregnant. I'll call you soon."
Yeah.
And
BRB.
Yeah.
I'll be back soon. And me not taking that phone call was enough for them to say that I was not looking for surgery.
I just feel that we just have to put the pressure on. And I don't know if writing letters to them, because I've done, I haven't heard from Houston, I haven't heard from Thompson.
No.
I mean, so I think you got to get out there, and unfortunately, I don't believe in, name calling or whatever, but I mean, you just got to put the pressure on them, and we got to get people riled up.
Coming up, 1 week to Election Day, Kamala Harris is set to make her campaign's closing argument, just steps from Donald Trump's rally on January 6th.
And scrapping sick notes for minor illnesses, the push for Canadian governments to make the change. Welcome back. Canada's Special Advisor on Unmarked Graves issued her final report today. It calls on Ottawa to establish an Indigenous-led commission to investigate missing and disappeared Indigenous children. Kimberly Murray says the commission should have a 20-year mandate. Sitting behind an empty chair meant to honor children who never returned from residential schools, she revealed the 3 key findings she's made in the past 2 years.
First, that many of the missing children have in fact been disappeared by the state. Second, that there is an urgent need to establish a commission of investigations into the enforced disappearance of Indigenous children in Canada. And third, there is settler amnesty in Canada and a culture of impunity.
More than 150,000 Indigenous children were forced to attend residential schools, and at least 6,000 of them died in those institutions. Bloc Québécois leader Yves-François Blanchet says he'll start working with the Conservatives and NDP to bring down the Liberal government. This comes after the Liberals failed to meet his demands, adopting 2 private members' bills related to seniors' benefits and supply management. Blanchet made the announcement today.
We haven't got what we wanted. If before they fall, they give us all we have asked under the terms that we have described, we don't have a choice but to take it. But we are not negotiating anything as we speak. Say that if they give us exactly all we have asked for before they fall, because if there's a vote tomorrow, they might fall tomorrow, we will look into it. We want precisely what is in Bill 3, C319 and in Bill C282. Bring that to us and we'll discuss. But in the meantime, they are seriously in danger to fall.
The final countdown south of the border has begun. 1 week from today, Americans will be casting ballots in an election that couldn't be more consequential, in a race that couldn't be much closer. Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump and his Democratic rival Kamala Harris are still running neck and neck in the opinion polls. But tonight, the latter is presenting the closing arguments of her campaign during a rally at a very particular location in Washington. Our Katie Simpson is there.
Tens of thousands of people are expected just outside the White House for Kamala Harris's closing argument. Let me show you what this lineup looks like. People gathering here starting as early as 7 o'clock this morning. The lineup going for at least a block and around the corner. People really excited for what is being billed as one of the most significant speeches that Kamala Harris will deliver in this election campaign. She's expected to make her argument to Americans, talking about her vision for the future, the kinds of changes that she wants to enact to make life more affordable, to make housing more accessible, those kinds of traditional campaign arguments. And then she's expected to launch an attack against Donald Trump, particularly in the wake of that racist and sexist rally that took place at Madison Square Garden on Sunday. We've been chatting with people here, very excited to see Kamala Harris, and they sort of describe a mix of excitement and nervous energy heading into the final week of the campaign.
I'm feeling a little bit much better. I've been doing a lot of studying and looking, and I believe and I know in my heart that she's going to win. I know she's going to win. I know. There's a good feeling.
Given how close this race is, how does that make you feel?
I'm just surprised that it is this close. How can it be this close? You know, so I'm not too relying on the polls as much because I don't really think that they are really that accurate on determining where we stand in this race.
Donald Trump's campaign remains on the defensive after that Sunday rally at Madison Square Garden that has triggered so much backlash. Donald Trump now saying he didn't see the comedy set that was considered so widely offensive, with multiple racist jokes targeting Latino and Puerto Rican voters. He said he didn't hear it or see it and denied that there was any sort of questionable content at that rally.
It was like a love fest. An absolute love fest. And I tell you what, right now, nobody's ever had love like that. That was love in the room, and it was love for our country.
Tens of millions of American voters have already participated in the early voting process, and right now the campaigns are zeroing in on anyone who might be undecided, the sliver of voters who fall into that camp, as really both Democrats and Republicans sprint ahead to the finish. Katie Simpson, CBC News, Washington.
Longtime Donald Trump ally Steve Bannon has been released from prison. The 70-year-old left a federal corrections facility in Danbury, Connecticut this morning. He served a 4-month sentence for 2 counts of contempt of Congress and refusing subpoenas in the House investigation into the events of January the 6th, 2021. But Bannon's legal challenges are far from over. He's scheduled to go on trial in December for allegedly defrauding donors who gave money to build a wall along the U.S. southern border.
Israel has voted to ban operations of the UN Relief and Works Agency for Palestine refugees. The Israel government says employees of the aid agency have been involved in terrorist activities. The UN and several countries have condemned that decision. This comes 2 months after the UN determined 9 UNRWA employees might have been involved in the massacre in Israel last year. Meanwhile, the war continues to rage in Gaza, claiming more lives. The Hamas-run health ministry in the territory says the Israeli strike on a building killed at least 60 Palestinians who were sheltering there. Israel has carried out more airstrikes in the northern part of Gaza in recent weeks. The IDF says it is targeting Hamas militants who have regrouped there.
More signs today that the war in Ukraine could be entering a dangerous new phase. Russia staged a huge military training exercise simulating a massive nuclear strike, even including the launch of unarmed ballistic missiles. A drill that comes as thousands of North Korean troops in Russia appear to be heading towards the front line. Crystal Gumansing has more on the international concern and condemnation.
North Korea's foreign minister is in Russia, one day after NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte expressed concern about North Korean troops being on the ground in Russia.
The deployment of North Korean troops represents 1, a significant escalation in the DPRK's ongoing involvement in Russia's illegal war. 2, yet another breach of UN Security Council resolutions. And 3, a dangerous expansion of Russia's war.
Very few details about Cho Sun-Hui's trip have been made public, but her delegation at this point is not scheduled to meet with Russian President Vladimir Putin, that according to the Kremlin spokesperson. Her visit, however, is raising questions. NATO, the U.S., and now South Korea have all shared intelligence detailing the presence of North Korean troops in Russia and the possibility that they could be deployed to the front line in Russia's war against Ukraine.
It undermines peace on the Korean peninsula and fuels the Russian war against Ukraine.
Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky spoke with South Korea's president by phone on Tuesday, with the possibility of a new phase in the war and the potential for new troops to be on the front line. South Korea may soon directly start supplying Ukraine with weapons. Now, last June, North Korea and Russia signed a mutual security pact, and it's that treaty that resulted in North Korea's foreign minister visiting Russia. Crystal Gumansing, CBC News, London.
There are more calls for change in the wake of a CBC News investigation into Rogers price increases. A week after our Go Public team first highlighted customer concerns, the NDP is calling on the Liberal government to put the telecom giant on notice, reverse the hikes, or face consequences. Erica Johnson has more.
Rogers must be put on notice.
It's the latest volley in a growing movement against a recent Rogers price hike. The NDP calling on the Liberals to make Rogers roll back an increase or be banned from federal contracts.
Will the Liberals have the courage to do it? Yes or no?
He's talking about customers who thought they had a guaranteed price for TV services, like 81-year-old Roger Burrows, who claimed Rogers recently misled him into signing a 2-year deal for TV, phone, and internet, urging him to lock in a great rate with a price guarantee. But after he signed, his bill went up.
They're devious. They They tell you one thing and do another.
Go Public has been contacted by Rogers customers across the country who say they too were promised a guaranteed deal.
This is not what I was expecting.
It's not right. They are gouging people.
I felt lied to and cheated.
A contract clause allows price increases for rental equipment, like TV boxes. This contract law expert says telco agreements need an overhaul.
These contracts are very long, difficult to understand, and they're generally unfair to consumers.
The NDP claims the Liberals have awarded Rogers $165 million in contracts in the past 2 years.
And if they're not going to be good operators, then stop getting a chance to actually bid and get more money from Canadian taxpayers.
In a statement to Go Public, a spokesperson for the industry minister dismissed the NDP's call to ban Rogers from future contracts, saying it could significantly impact services for Canadians.
I would like to move a motion.
Meantime, members of a parliamentary committee have unanimously agreed to invite Rogers' CEO to Parliament Hill.
A spokesperson for Rogers told Go Public the company always works collaboratively with Parliament and reiterated the majority of Rogers' customers aren't affected by this latest price hike, though he wouldn't say how many are. Erica Johnson, CBC News, Vancouver.
The Canadian Medical Association is calling for an end to required sick notes for minor illnesses. It says that change could prevent millions of needless interactions between Canadians and their healthcare providers every year. Mike Crawley has more.
As a busy family physician with hundreds of patients, Dr. Nav Prasad thinks there are better uses of his medical expertise than writing sick notes.
Even though each sick note doesn't take a very long time to write, it's just a few sentences usually, or one sentence typed into an electronic health record. There usually is an unnecessary interaction with the patient. The patient has to spend time contacting a physician, sometimes even booking an appointment that could be booked by someone who really needs care.
The Canadian Medical Association estimates that family doctors spend 1.5 million hours each year writing sick notes, the equivalent of 5 million patient visits.
It's actually a ridiculous use of a healthcare provider's time.
Now the CMA is calling on employers to stop requiring sick notes for short-term minor illnesses such as colds.
Canadians can relate to how frustrating it is when an employer asks you to go see a doctor when you don't need to see the doctor. You need to sleep, rest, get better so you can get back to work.
So, what do employees think about sick notes?
I had slipped on ice, so I'm in pain physically. The last thing I want to do is walk to a doctor's office.
Problem is trying to get through a doctor's facility, a physician, to sign off on it.
The group that represents small business in Canada says most of its members don't demand sick notes for routine illness, but they do want recourse if a worker might be abusing the system.
For example, if somebody is consistently sick on a Friday, it's like every third Friday, they for some reason are sick, right? You start to wonder, is this really the case, right?
Among the provinces, Nova Scotia led the way last year, banning employers from demanding sick notes for illnesses of up to 5 days. And then just this month, both Ontario and Quebec passed legislation banning the practice, but only for illnesses of 3 days or fewer. Mike Crawley, CBC News, Toronto.
All right, so no snowsuit. I'm just making a note there.
I know, from scraping the windshield of your car to
I know, this morning,
nice
frost.
warm weather tees.
Yeah, it's really remarkable and timing out perfectly for the trick-or-treaters.
Right?
Yeah, definitely. We'll get into that in a second. Let's first show our viewer picture of the day, and this one back to Cape Breton. And I mean, always a great place any time of year, but especially in the fall.
Oh, I like that one.
Nice framing, huh?
It's very
beautiful.
Nice. A lot of perspective there.
Thanks to Nancy McLean for sharing this. Ryan's picks at cbc.ca. Keep them coming. So tomorrow, it's going to be beautiful across Cape Breton. Temperatures 6 to 8 degrees across the island. Those temps more high single, low double digits across the mainland as that southerly flow kicks in as that warm front moves in. And how about Thursday?
Wow.
Which is, of course,
20
Halloween.
in Kentville.
Jumps off the screen, eh?
Yeah, and we could see, forecast models off by a couple of degrees, depending on just how thick the cloud cover will be into the afternoon. But it does look like, at the very least, we're going to be high teens, couple of low 20s. The valley, pretty good shot with that southwest flow, perhaps Truro, the Halifax inland areas, away from that coastline. And so, yes, a quick recap of that Thursday evening forecast. Temperatures certainly into the mid-teens widespread. And then as we move into the 7 and 8 o'clock time frame, temperatures, of course, will drop off by 9 o'clock, looking more like those low teens and at the very least low double digits. So
the mummy likes it.
Good to see the dancing mummy back.
Yeah, you always love to get the dancing mummy in for on the show. And then you can see that cold front will be moving through for Friday. With that front coming through, temperatures are really going to be dropping off for the weekend. Back to reality.
Yes, sure is. Well, if you're preparing Halloween night decor, here's some inspiration. A word of advice, though, don't try to compete.
Yes, this is Copenhagen's Tivoli Gardens amusement park, and fitting for Halloween. Something is popping up everywhere. Witches abound. Naturally, there's a haunted house, and visitors can get scared out of their own wits on Halloween-themed rides.
The display includes about 22,000 pumpkins. Some will become meals later for zoo animals. Best of all, for Halloween lovers, this stays up until November the 3rd.
Very cool.
That is impressive. And that's it for us tonight. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Good night.
Good night.